Hello दोस्तों, welcome to yet another video. I posted a last video about the basics and how to start with the gesture drawing for a character. Now, when I look back at that video, I thought that okay, for an introductory thing, it's all good. But I'm pretty sure that if you are trying it by yourself, you might be struggling. So I thought to come up with a technique that you can just follow if if you are struggling how to start the gesture. So I would suggest that go back and watch that video first and then come here because कुछ समझेगा नहीं. और थोड़ी सी लंबी वीडियो है, बुरी तरीके से एडिट की गई है, पर देखो सब कुछ मैं ही कर रहा हूँ, तो थोड़ा सा संभाल लो. और दूसरी बात यह है कि थोड़ी लंबी इसलिए है क्योंकि वो फंडामेंटल की वीडियो है. ठीक है, इट्स लाइक द मोस्ट बेसिक थिंग्स दैट आई हैव टॉट माई सेल्फ इन द वेरी बिगिनिंग. आई टोल्ड यू गाइस, तो वो थोड़ी सी लंबी है, बेसिक्स है, तो जाके देख लो. ओके, सो कमिंग बैक एट दिस, I'll draw with my stylus digitally क्योंकि गंदी लाइंस हैं तो फिर क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है. So when you start with the gesture drawings, I would suggest that you start with a few references. Now references should be still photographs of real people, not somebody else's drawing, okay, which you might find on Pinterest. For gesture studies, you don't have to follow other people's drawings. The reason is, see, we are artists, so we are mimicking the world outside, and there are millions of things that we are trying to copy, but we cannot do that, right? N number of things, we cannot just put everything on the paper. Like I told you previously, we are not a printer. So we choose the things that give essence and life to our subject, and out of those millions of things, we choose those 4 to 5 things as an artist. And if you copy from someone else's sketch, you are basically making a choice out of that person's choice. For example, from violet to red, there is a spectrum of colors, okay, out there. But for our ease, we just recognize it as 7 colors, Vipcure. Similarly, in all the things, even when you are trying to draw a human being, there are n number of characters to one particular living human being. Okay, now as an artist or as a designer, you need to understand, you need to identify those specific traits of that human being, okay, which makes that person, which gives that person a specific characteristic. Like अगर तुम अपने किसी दोस्त से मिले हो तो उसका कुछ तो specific trait रहता है, उसकी आवाज, उसका चलना, दो लोगों का चलना भी अलग तरीके का होता है. Okay, so we need to identify that. Now obviously before starting the drawing, you need to think about what is this pose actually, what is the action that has been done. Okay, so start from the torso. Let me tell you what I'm going to draw. Okay, I'm going to draw someone who is having some struggle walking, okay, and is walking with the support of a stick. Okay, so start with the torso. Okay, this is the torso. Now what is the torso? Torso is basically, okay, a sack. Okay, we have, okay, sorry, so we have a rib cage like this. Yahan se, the neck is there, and we have our pelvic girdle here. In between, everything is flexible. So this is a little complicated stuff. So I basically simplify it into basic things. I make sure that it's just a packet, wrapped packet with a solid stuff here, solid stuff here. Okay, and everything in between is allowing these two, masses to move, rotate, okay, and have its own mobility. So just draw the torso first. Why torso? Because essentially from the torso only everything is coming out. Rest everything you can just make lines. I remember last time when I was drawing, okay, I was using some volumes like this, but for the sake of ease, draw simple lines. Okay. This video is about the technique instead of the thought process that goes into, okay, a gesture. So I am making few videos on gesture because this is something that is going to define your pose. Okay, for a head, I am just right now simply giving a drawing an oval. Okay, so very simply, like I have put down a recognizable, you know, rough version of a human being. This is very helpful, okay, when it comes to storytelling, or else your poses are going to be, or your drawings are going to be stiff. Okay, I'll make one more drawing. Okay, let's like draw an action pose. Again, I'll start from the torso. Now, while drawing a torso, when you are like deciding the stretch and squash, or I should tell you what stretch and squash is basically. So, a torso is like uh, basically a sack of, okay, how shall I frame it? Okay, a floor sack, ateki goni. Okay, it's a very widely accepted jargon metaphor. Okay, so one of the masses is in the upper portion while the other is on the bottom portion, and so it has the ability to fold from the center, and not only fold in one direction, it can like it has a 360-degree motion. Okay, so once you are done with your torso, just draw lines, roughly put here your arms and all. I'm not at all taking much care about the details as of now. You can see they are just rough lines. Is and I'm taking care of the geometry a little bit. Okay, so everything starts from the torso itself here only. Okay, I'll draw one more and then I'll tell you how to draw it from reference. Okay, so see the torso, like I told you, it's basically a sack, two masses, put one up here, second up there. Okay, when you make these, also make the center line, because that center line will dictate the angle, the perspective of your character. So let's say that somebody is like bending down. So if this is the rough torso line that I have drawn, okay, this is the center line. So center line is basically like, if this is a ball, this is the center line. This actually tells you that what is the angle in which you have decided the center to face. Okay, so since the torso is divided into two different parts, this is facing here and this part is facing there. Okay, so this actually is very helpful to create a flexible pose. Okay, and similarly you have to decide the center of the head. Now, why these things are important is because A, they give a sense of reality and life to your drawings, and B, they are extremely easy to make so that your brain is free to think about the idea or the story. Okay, like you are just putting rough lines, okay, for your character, you can actually think about what this person is doing. Okay, right now you have not decided who this person is, the ethnicity, the gender, anything. Okay, so this is how you come up with, rough gestures. So this is how a gesture should look basically. Okay, if you can do this, okay, you are good to go. How to practice quickly? I'll show you. So this is how you make gestures, and make sure that in the last video I told you about the IC and S curve. Make sure there is that flow, okay, or else your drawings will become boring. Okay, that flow should be there. Okay, so see here, this is a boring drawing, this one is a boring drawing, so this flow is there. Okay, I'll quickly remove these lines because I have to share this with you guys later. Okay, so I have taken few references, screenshots from few of my favorite films. Okay, that's the best way to take references, is by watching films, pause it, and draw that. You can practice gestures from extreme and very violent actions, and you know very dynamic actions also. But for exam point of view, dynamic actions are not that important. Basic actions like sitting, standing, running, okay, holding, or providing something to someone, all these things that you encounter in everyday life, if you can pull that off, then you're good to go basically. So let's say I have to draw this person. So in the reference, you won't be able to notice a lot of you know dynamism here, like this. This is very straight, okay, line and structure. But when you are drawing it, you need to push that thing, you need to identify that, like she's really leaning ahead, and she's in an attitude of showing giving something to someone, like, okay, don't mess with him, or I'll do something to someone. So this is the feeling that the character is going through. Okay, so as an artist, we exaggerate it. So since there's a little bend, what I'll do is I'll make the bend even more. So first thing is the torso. So यहाँ पे एक bent है सीधा. Okay, okay, so see this. I'm not making a straight face like this. Instead, I am kind of giving it a twist. Okay, I'm not making this line. This is very obvious line. Everything is going straight. Okay, so I'm giving the head a twist. Okay, you can see how exaggerated it is now. What are these? These are just random lines, straight, simple lines for the hands and legs, and some volumetric thing for the torso. Basically, the sack. Okay, so that's here. Let's draw something for this guy. This guy is also like not so interestingly, sitting there. The reason is because it's a live action film. Okay, and live action mein exaggeration is overacting, and an overacting performance is not that appreciated. But in visual arts, in cartoons, in comics, okay, that exaggeration is very important. It gives the punch to the performance. The reason is because in live action, like I said earlier in the video, there are millions of things, millions of aspects in a human being or in nature itself Like there are millions of colors out there, but we, for our ease, if we have to reproduce it, we choose 7 colors out of those. Okay, we choose like few subtle actions, like 4 to 5 actions, which, because we are human beings, right, which we can reproduce it on paper. So that's why, like, I chose this particular angle of her, this bent, that this subtle bent that she has, okay, in front. Okay, I just exaggerated it here. Okay, so it gives more life to what I am trying to convey through my character. Same thing I'm going to do here also. So I'll just, you know, now there is also concept for stretch and squash for this, okay, for the torso that I'm drawing. The reason is to convey volume. Okay, it's like a balloon. Okay, if you fill a balloon with water, okay, you press from one side, the other bloats. Okay, you see this line is the center line. There's a subtle, I mean, in the live action footage, it's a subtle change towards the right side of the character, but I basically exaggerated it. Okay, like in this character, there's this curve. Okay, okay, I'm also trying to have, okay, this curvature. Okay, okay, so you can see that this is the reproduction of this is the reproduction of this. Okay. So what about stretch and squash? Stretch and squash is basically if you have a sack like this, okay, or water balloon like this, if it bends like in this direction, what will happen? Okay, there will be a squash here, and at the same moment, there will be a stretch here to conserve the volume. Okay, just take care of the torso. Rest of the things, if you are not able to draw with volumes, it's all right for the sake of gesture. ठीक है, बाद में you'll be able to put volume on it essentially, वरना वो point नहीं है, क्योंकि this is just basically the beginning. Okay, ठीक है. So this is how you practice gesture drawings. Let me show you how to draw a simple character. Okay, simple character. I will make video on that also. Okay, because I'm not sure about what comes next. Okay, let's say that we have a person who is, okay, walking on the street, again the way I taught you guys. This is how I have taught myself also. The reason we do this is because I don't want to complicate my brain into thinking about how to draw these complicated things. I want to simplify it so that I am busy thinking about what shall I draw. I need to make this a little interesting. Okay, so I have a rough gesture drawing ready for myself. Okay. So if you're doing it this traditionally, like in the last video I have also done, you can do this with a 2B pencil or a very light pencil, and you can just erase this and come up with a better or a little darker pencil to give volume. So see, this is the gesture drawing for my character. Okay. On the top of this, I'll go and I will tell you how I figure out, the details. So for me, the arms are nothing but cylinders. Arms and legs are cylinders. Okay. So these are basically, okay, I'll increase the size of the brush a little. Okay. These are cylinders. Okay. अरे यार गलती से, I mean, it is not intentional, but I put the hands in the pocket. So it's a very famous thing amongst illustrators that if you don't know how to draw the hand, you put it in the pocket. But that was not the case. I गलती से did it. ठीक है. So again, like, I'm just taking care of the forms. So if you look closely over here, okay, this is the cross contour line. What is a cross contour line? Cross contour line is basically the straight, sorry, not straight, but the lines on a surface. Okay, like this is a cross contour line. Okay, these are the cross contour lines. Okay. Rubik's cube के जितने segments होते हैं ना, वो cross contour lines हो जाते हैं. This is the cross contour line. Okay, so these are the cross contour lines for the arms. ठीक है. And the leg is a bigger cylinder. Simple. Not that way, but it's not a cylinder, it's a frustrum. Frustrum is this. So get in a habit of understanding forms. If somebody says the name of an object, for example, if someone is saying a pen, okay, you should have the ability to understand the form of a pen, which is cylinder. So you understand cylinder if somebody is saying pen. Okay, तो ऐसा ऐसे होता है. Okay, so yeah, this is it. This is the cross contour of the torso. Usually I do not draw these things. I can, like, visually I can see that, okay, this is what is happening. Okay, I won't do much into the face. The best way is to, always come up or draw simple, oval shapes. For your safety, you can have certain forms with you, or shapes with you, different shapes with you. Okay, these shapes work perfectly, like 1 2 3 4, all these are different people. Okay, but I am like okay with this. Okay, so right now this pass is only about the forms. Okay, once I'm clear and critical about my forms, I'll like go above it and draw the details first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a t-shirt. Okay. ठीक है. So see this, I'm not just copying my forms, I am putting a texture on it. So when I'm drawing my details of the human figure, I'm always drawing asymmetrical things. What are asymmetrical things? See, if you see these two curves, okay, they are asymmetrical. What is a symmetrical curve? Symmetrical curve is this curve. Never draw hands like this. This is very boring hand. Okay, everything is symmetrical. Okay, always draw hands like this. This is this is an asymmetrical hand. Okay, गलत वलत पढ़ा रहे हो सर आप, थोड़ा और asymmetry बढ़ा देते हैं. Okay, you see this asymmetry. Okay, here everything is symmetrical. Now asymmetry is not this complicated. You can also, draw something like this, and this becomes what? A leg. So you see it's asymmetry in a way that your shapes and forms are different on either side. Very roughly I've drawn, so don't judge me on this. This is a curve, this is a straight line, curve, straight line, curve, curve. Okay, same thing I'll do here also. But okay, it's not that important. Okay, if you can come up till here only, and if you're drawing symmetric things also, it works. Just take care of the gesture, because gesture is the most important thing amongst all the things that I'm trying to convey here. Okay, so I'll take care of the identity of this person. Identity in the sense, what is this person wearing, what kind of hairstyle is it. Okay, then also the clothing, the attire tells a lot about the place from where this guy belongs. Okay, so I want to give him a hoodie. ठीक है. So now since he's wearing a hoodie, see, in the design of the character also I'm taking care of asymmetry. Asymmetry here, यहाँ पे ये वाला साइड बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. सी टन 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 ये वाला चीज हो रहा है यहाँ पे, और उसका जो पीठ है, द बैक इज वेरी स्ट्रेट. I mean, it's curved, but not that complicated. So you can see variety. Asymmetry actually puts variety in your work. Okay, and variety is what? Variety is one of the design elements. ठीक है. Again, the shadow, contact shadows that I was talking about in the last video. Guys, अगर last video नहीं देखा है ना, तो एक बार जाके देख के आ जाओ, क्योंकि ठीक है यार, मतलब कुछ तो आ ही जाएगा समझ में. Okay. एक सिगरेट थमा दो. Smoking is dangerous. Okay. ठीक है. और चलो एक हाथ में एक बैंड भी दे दिया जाए. देखो, अब तुम कुछ भी कर सकते हो इसके बाद. तो वंस यू अंडरस्टैंड द जेस्चर, यू पुट द फॉर्म, फिर उसके बाद कुछ भी बना सकते हो, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग अराउंड यू इज नथिंग बट a bunch of forms aligned together. Okay, I'll give him a loose track pant of type thing, which he has pushed it थोड़ा ऊपर, और इसके बाद थोड़ा स्टाइल मार के वो आगे चल रहा है ना. यहाँ पे उसने उतना कुछ नहीं पहन रखा पैरों के पास. सो या एक चप्पल पहना दो. रफ रैंडम सोल दे दिया उसे. एंड अगेन देर इज अ वे टू क्रिएट फैब्रिक एज वेल. कोशिश कर रहा हूँ मैं सब चीज का वीडियो बना दूं, पर यार वक्त ही नहीं मिलता है, क्या ही करें. ठीक है, दिस इज द थंब. नॉट गोइंग मच इनटू डिटेल, एक थंब बना दिया वही काफ़ी है, क्योंकि उंगलियां इतने दूर से फुल शॉट में उंगलियां तो दिखेगी नहीं. फुल शॉट मीनिंग योर entire character is there in your frame. ठीक है, you can basically see what is happening. Okay, I'll delete everything else so that this is visible properly. Chalo. Okay, so what kind of person is he? I mean, visually, and how is he, you know? देखो जूम करने के बाद इशू यही होता है कि ना डिटेल्स करने लग जाते हैं हम. ठीक है, I don't have to follow my rough guidelines exactly. Just chilling out. नहीं नहीं, गंदा लग रहा है, वो नहीं बनाएंगे. Okay, so how to draw hairs is like this. Like first draw the hairline. This is not the hair. This is just the boundary where the hair will grow, and later give a form. Never draw individual hair lines, hair follicles. Okay, always give form. Always draw forms. Okay, so like this is one form. So easily you can pull off a hair bun like this. Okay, so this is basically your hairs. So yeah, not that tough. थोड़ा इंडिकेशन दे दो एक दो लाइन का, बाकी इट्स नॉट दैट टफ. कॉन्टैक्ट शैडो हियर, कॉन्टैक्ट शैडो हियर. अगेन वो पीछे का, अच्छा ये लाइन मिटा देते हैं, कोई बात नहीं. सो या मोस्टली लाइक थोड़ा सा, मोस्टली इट्स डन. थोड़ा बहुत you can, I can still give the details thoda, because nobody wears like a plain jersey or a plain cloth or something like that. So give random details that you have seen in your life. Okay, डिजाइन मत करने बैठ जाना, दुनिया से अपन रेफरेंस लेते हैं ना. दिस इज वन. So yeah, one more very important thing, I can do this, I can pull this off because I have a very wide amount of visual library and vocabulary. Okay, I've seen a lot of images, observed a lot of people, drawn from life. Okay, so there is no shortcut, but if you want a shortcut, I don't know how much it will work, but go on Pinterest and download a lot of characters, different ages, ethnicities, but Indian. Now why am I saying this? Because I know, because I know that you are preparing for an exam and it's not very far away. So have a bunch of characters, visual library for yourself. Okay, refer those, copy until you are able to draw it like on your own without seeing the image. ठीक है. Okay, so now if I show you, this is the outcome. Okay, since I'm explaining it, it took me a little while, but essentially it's very simple. It's not that tough. Okay, I'll just increase the opacity again. So yeah, That's the reason why I did it like on, in a digital medium. So 1, 2, and 3. This is the process. Okay. Again, last video I told that never leave your characters in ambiguity. Thoda sa sense of ground if you give. And the cast shadow, not cast shadow, but contact shadow here and there. Okay. It's doable. Done. Okay. Cool. So, guys, this is the process. Like, you start from zero to end up with a believable character. This is how you do it. Okay, I won't stretch the video. Probably I'll make another video. And a very important thing I want to tell you guys that, see, the last video that I posted got a really nice amount of views. Okay, that incredible. That's okay. But if you like are watching those videos for like a set amount of time, can you tell me through the comments and the likes? Because most of the people watch the videos for 4 minutes, which is all right. The point of making these videos is because few people are there who are watching it, and if 90% of the people don't watch, then what's the point of making the videos? So yeah, give me a like, subscribe the channel, and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is in the description below. Thank you and good luck, guys. Bye.